Alright, this is another print, and as you can see, the skirt is all the way around, nice and clean and precise. And you can also see, due to the tape, you can see how clean and precise the print itself is going. The blue tape gives me the opportunity to see partially through the print. You can see it's almost a light blue, but it's translucent, and that shows me that the first layer is going down perfectly. You don't want the first layer to go down super bright, like the color of the filament, and you don't want it to be choppy and broken up. So this allows me to do that. That's what the tape does for me, among other things. I know there's many users that feel that that's not needed, but I use it for other purposes other than what they might use it for. But as you can see here, again, there's nothing, I'm not hiding anything, and I'm not making anything up. But you can see using the tape actually gives me a better and clear visual indication on how well the print is going down. If it was just glass or whatever, it gives kind of a false impression on what's happening. But the tape does indeed allow me to see just how that first layer is going down. We are now on I am now on the second layer going down now. And you can see it's still going strong. You can see the skirt all the way around. And another thing to note, again, the way I print, I don't use a brim. As you can see, I don't use a raft. Again, as you can see. And also no messy glue. I don't need any glue stick. Elmer's glue sticks rubbed all over the place, which creates kind of a mess. Since I'm not depending on the print sticking due to glue, I rely on good leveling, good tramming, and a proper surface to print on. The surface I am printing on is flat. It's known to be flat across its entire surface, and the reason for that is because I don't like other means or other surfaces because they seem to not be known to be flat. And that's why you require some kind of electronic gizmo here for auto leveling to compensate for the highs and lows. Well, if you have a surface that's known to be flat from the factory, then this little device that people use, other users, is useless because there's no highs or lows to compensate for, and you don't have to print any test prints. You don't have to do any lines, circles, or anything to test your tramming because you know it to be totally, perfect. I do use the old school tramming tool. This right here. It's like a piece of paper used as a feeler gauge. If you know what a feeler gauge does, a piece of paper is perfect for that. And I don't mean a chunk of paper, an 8x11 sheet. I mean a strip of paper. This is like 6 inches by 2 inches wide. I use it to tram, and I tram it on the tape. I don't tram it out here. It's not printing out here, okay? So I need to take into account the thickness of the tape, so I tram it on the tape, corner to corner and corner. And I don't even have to worry about tramming the center because, again, I know this surface to be level, to be flat. So once I have the surface level with the nozzle all the way around, side to side, front and back, then I can start my print. I know it will print. It has for me for the last 3,500 STL files printed. This will be added to that group of files. Okay, so there you go. You can see right here, the second layer is bright. Okay, it's the color of the filament. You can see in comparison that the very first layer was translucent. You can almost see the color of the tape through that. That's useful. If you're getting into 3D printing, you want all the useful aspects of 3D printing to help you out. And again, you can see there, it's almost translucent, and the second layer will print right flat over that. No raft, no glue stick, no brim. Oh, and let me point out something else. No heat. Right here, set point. I don't know if you can see that for yourself right here. 0 is the set point. No heat to the bed, non-heated bed, because I do it in this fashion, and you can check all my past videos. I do it like this all the time. I've been printing for about 4.5 years every day, and I do it the same way because it works every time. I don't like to cross my fingers or hope something works or, gee, I'm wondering if it's going to work this time or not. I do it like this all the time. And as you can see, it started out as it always has, as it always will. You can see there's no curling, no warping, nothing to deal with. Heating the bed is an issue that I don't want to deal with. It adds time because you have to heat it, you have to cool it. It wastes energy. This is the way I print. 3D printing 101. All right? Because it works. I mean, if it works, don't change it. I don't need all the stuff that other people use, this sensor device here. I don't need the glue. I don't need a brim. I don't need a raft. This is it. I don't need the blue Bowden tube. This is the original white Bowden tube right here. This is the original print head. Just the basics to get filament down to the table, because all 3D printers require a way to get filament to the table properly and efficiently. This is efficient. There's nothing about this that's been added to, not direct drive, no thingy on the side to add weight, or complications. This is easy to troubleshoot. All right? The extruder, it's the plastic extruder that came with the printer. All my printers have this. No need to go with the troublesome metal extruder that seems to always have problems. And if you check help sites, websites, they're always bitching about how to set up the metal extruder when the plastic one is set up originally by the factory. Now, if that arm breaks, okay, if that's something that you're concerned about, that, oh my God, this arm is going to break, I got to replace the whole damn thing. No, just replace the arm, because when you purchase an arm separately, it has never been installed, has never been under stress in the box or over time, because it's new in the package as it came from the factory. It takes like 3 minutes, $5 to replace that, or 5 minutes and $3, depends on where you go. So just replace the arm and don't be concerned about anything failing here, okay? If this arm gets replaced with a brand spanking new one, it will not fail for years if you install it properly. You don't want to tighten this spring here. You don't want to over tighten that, because that'll overstress this arm. You just leave it as the factory left it, replace the arm, no E-step changes, no gears to change, no stepper motor, any of that. It's almost too easy, because as you can see now, it's printing now. All right? And I don't have any arms or levers or gizmos or gadgets or pulleys redirecting the filament flow right here, because some people put the filament way the hell up here, and then it comes all the way down to here and stresses it out as it's curving into the extruder. So they all, okay, I'm going to print out an arm here to re-guide it. You don't have to do that. Just mount it over here on the side, right here. And it's got plenty of room here. There's a good, I don't know, 10 inches right there, for a print, long before this hits, okay, before it even gets close. And what I'd be more concerned about is this hitting here first, before this even gets close to this. All right? It's just, logic is how I print. I discovered that if I do it this way, it will work virtually every single time. If it doesn't, it's my fault. All right? It was either something in the G code or something I didn't do, I forgot to do. But this is it. This is how it's set up. My springs, see that? Nothing about the springs have been changed either. Those are original. That came in the box. You can see how much thread's coming out through the bottom here. No chance of it coming unthreaded, as people sometimes have, their way of doing things. But this is the original knob. This is the original spring. This is the original setup. All right, you can see it here. I don't need to do what some people seem to always have issues with for some reason, because this, for me, works. It's still working. Right now we're on the 4th layer already. And this has got a ways to go. I've got a good about 7 hours on this print. Okay, and again, this starting point right here is perfect. No popping or clicking or clunking of the extruder. And again, a lot of times when that happens and you look at the extruder, it's the metal one. Alright? So anyway,